out of this house carrying a cardboard box as well as several bags from the second story of the property out here. They were processing the scene there and could be seen taking notes on a table there.
When you look at Floyd Mayweather, it was like, bro, did you budget? Yeah, you got big injections, but the big payments also went out. Why you got so many?
Yeah, so many of
like I'm talking about from money, cars, clothes.
Yeah, you know what it
and
is.
the things that's next to the road.
Yeah.
But everybody got a ticket.
Some might say he's not going broke, he just wants to push off paying back the IRS, but I think this next document is a smoking gun. This is the collection appeal request Floyd sent to the IRS on why he couldn't pay. The explanation he sent was, need more time to gather the funds to pay in full. This is the IRS about to start seizing his assets. This isn't a personal loan. Why in the world, if he's made hundreds of millions of dollars, why doesn't he just pay the couple million?
Floyd Mayweather is reportedly facing renewed financial pressure after U.S. tax authorities placed a $7.3 million tax lien against him. The authorities could potentially target some of his valuable assets, including his Las Vegas mansion and his large collection of luxury cars.
We'll take that car.
The Internal Revenue Service has reportedly placed a $7.3 million tax lien against Floyd Mayweather over unpaid taxes connected to 2018 and 2023. According to Business Insider, the notice was filed in Las Vegas last month, and records showed the balance was still unpaid as of March 26. The development has once again raised questions about how Mayweather manages his money. During his career, the retired boxing champion earned hundreds of millions through fights endorsements and business ventures. Mayweather also gave Stephen A. Smith a tour of his Las Vegas mansion, offering viewers a close look at his extravagant lifestyle. During the tour, he showed off a huge collection of luxury cars, including Rolls-Royces, Ferraris, Bentleys, and Bugattis, with some vehicles reportedly worth millions of dollars.
We're on television, Floyd, but I think it's necessary for me to say, damn.
Well, you know, we are on ESPN. These are sports cars. This is sports network. This car costs $3.2 million. This Bugatti right here costs $1.6 million. You ain't seen these,
You haven't seen these?
No.
Floyd, this is 7 cars, man. Silver, platinum, Miami, black LA, white Vegas.
Yeah, in New York, I got my drivers.
And you got your drivers in New York.
Yeah.
Why? Talk to me about why you make the decision to drive different colored cars in respective cities.
Spoiled brat.
Oh, just being a brat?
Just being a brat.
The 7 cars that you showed me are in excess of 15 to...
The mansion was just as luxurious, featuring an indoor pool and spa marble finishes, several elevators, and a huge designer closet filled with Louboutin shoes and Birkin bags. The property also included expensive artwork and elaborate outdoor areas. Mayweather showed off his collection of luxury watches and jewelry as well. The entire property was designed to display his wealth and success, making it much more than a simple home. It became another major symbol of the lavish lifestyle connected to his famous money nickname.
Oh, Lord, this is your closet?
Yeah.
I see the money team hats, along with various others.
Yeah.
Do you even know how many outfits you have?
I wear the same clothes, but I got a ton of clothes, but...
You're not overly concerned about clothes. I mean, you're gonna be suited down when you need to be suited and booted, but for the most part.
But today, I got on this today. Today's
I'm not talking about today.
Today's just a chill day.
Yes.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Today is like, okay, I ain't really got nothing, but you know what I'm saying? I do got a Patek Philippe on my wrist.
Okay.
I think this watch probably costs $100,000 with no diamonds.
The financial scrutiny surrounding Floyd Mayweather continues to grow. According to this report, Mayweather is reportedly facing another lawsuit over an alleged $15,000 unpaid private jet bill just days after being hit with a $330,000 lawsuit over unpaid rent and a reported $7.3 million IRS tax debt. These claims have brought even more attention to Mayweather's recent financial problems. Reports about his finances have also raised questions about whether his expensive lifestyle can continue at the same level. He reportedly lost $8 million on a mansion, paid $54 million toward loans, faced foreclosure on another property, sold his private jet, and owes the IRS $7.3 million. Logan Paul has also claimed that Mayweather still owes him $1.2 million. Former NFL MVP Cam Newton has said he hopes these reports are not true.
That type of lifestyle, brother.
Yeah.
It just gives people the thought to say, man, must be nice.
Must be nice.
But what, it'll be a thing if that runs out.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when you're writing bad checks and you're portraying this lavish lifestyle from private jets, PJs, and one of the most dumbest things that I seen, but I admired it. I was like, yo, you know what car or what area Floyd was in because of the color of his car. Did you ever peep that, Peggy?
What color was
See,
his
all
car?
his cars was either white or black, depending on where it was. In Vegas, all his cars were a certain color. In Miami, all his cars were a certain color. The same fleet that we need to start getting them receipts and taking it back to the people to say, hey, I got 16 Rolls Royces. I got the 06, 07, 08, 09, 010, 011, 012.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at the same car. Why
do you need that?
Anybody who knows luxury could tell you that's the price of paying luxury. Because how many versions of the range?
Despite the financial concerns, Mayweather continues to show off expensive vehicles, including new Rolls-Royce models and other luxury cars. Critics argue that these purchases may be more about displaying wealth and protecting his money Mayweather image than proving that he is financially secure. The difference between his lavish public lifestyle and the debts being reported continues to attract major attention.
Including the IRS, because he nearly owes them $7.3 million in federal tax lien. So it's like he had it for you to owe $7.3 million. You had to have it.
That means you in taxes.
In taxes.
We was looking at them checks.
Yeah, we was.
I mean, he went from Pretty Boy Floyd, Money Mayweather, to Mr. Pay-Per-View.
Okay.
Because when you look at the reports of all the top grossing pay-per-view participants in the history of pay-per-view, he on there.
Yeah.
Multiple times.
In that Mount Rushmore.
So I'm trying to tell you, it's not even a trick.
But speculation about Floyd's finances grew even stronger after Spencer Cornelia discussed claims that the boxer may have been using luxury watches and jewelry as collateral for loans. According to Cornelia, messages from August 2025 allegedly showed that Mayweather's watches were being grouped together as security for loans. He claimed that some watches were returned after portions of the balances were paid down, while others were reportedly still being held as collateral.
Take advantage of Jonah by bringing lawsuits against him as a way to extort him. And finally, Floyd writes, I appreciate you taking the time to read this letter, Your Honor. I would just ask that you consider my personal testimony that Jonah Rechnitz is a good person. He claimed that he didn't know about Jonah's past in the complaint, yet he wrote that letter in support of Jonah, showing he clearly knew about the litigation in New York. So it doesn't seem to add up. Many have speculated that Mayweather is coming out of retirement for a rematch with Pacquiao because he needs the money. Yes, this is why. Around August 2025, Floyd needed cash money, so he decided to start pawning his jewelry. Here's a text on August 25th, 2025 of Jonas sending Floyd an image of his watch and the word loan below. That represents that watch as being within the group that was being pawned. Here's the second image sent on that day. The top image is a collection of watches that were grouped together for a November loan and that many had been returned after the balance was paid down. Here's the next message of another collection of watches that were used for a loan. The image on the left is an exhibit Floyd included in the complaint. Within this list are 4 of the watches you see in the text message on the right that were included in the group of watches that were pawned. This indicates he continues to lie about not knowing that his watches were getting pawned for a loan to fund his lifestyle. What was told to me is that Floyd was running out of money. Now, obviously, his broke is a lot different than broke for me and you. But at this time he needed money, so he decided to pawn $13 million from his watch collection. He does have his own jet and has flown private for a couple decades, and he has an extensive exotic car collection. But what has been shared with me is that his lifestyle is so expensive that he constantly needs to take.
Cornelia also alleged that Mayweather had pawned roughly $13 million worth of watches to raise cash. He pointed out that Mayweather's idea of being broke would be very different from what an average person would consider broke. However, he argued that Floyd's expensive lifestyle could force him to repeatedly borrow money against his assets. Mayweather has built his public image around luxury cars, private jets, watches, and jewelry. Because of that, these claims have raised questions about whether some of his biggest displays of wealth represent actual available money or assets being used to support his lifestyle.
After he began pawning, he texted his pawn shop lender asking about the balance he owes so Jonah knows what the number is. Jonah, as Floyd's manager and the one who handles all the financial transactions, is the one who ensures that all the loans are paid off. The lender responds $1.85 million in checks, $10.8 million in jewelry, and $1.47 million in fees. And he mentions needing another $360,000 by Friday so the fees don't keep adding up. Floyd received the $13 million for pawning watches in his supposed $100 million watch collection. Jonah shared with me that people pay up to 3% per month, which is why the fees were so high. That loan was almost paid in full. If you reread Joel's message, it makes sense. Joel says, "I have recouped everything and hasn't had to sell any pieces. All that remains is another $360,000 so Floyd doesn't have to pay any more fees." In case you aren't following, Joel can sell the watches that were pawned if Floyd doesn't pay the $13 million back. But he didn't need to sell watches because he was paid back and made $1.5 million in fees. In the complaint, Floyd discusses pawning his $100 million jewelry collection with the words, "to be pledged or placed in the possession of Joel, a Miami jewelry dealer." The amount received was around $13 million. A substantial portion of the pledged jewelry remains in the possession of Joel and Modi, and no accounting is...
Back in July 2017, Floyd Mayweather was reportedly dealing with more than $30 million in unpaid taxes owed to the IRS. At the time, there were claims that his return to boxing against Conor McGregor was partly motivated by the need to handle those financial obligations rather than simply silence his Irish rival. McGregor used the situation to attack Mayweather's finances and suggested that the undefeated champion needed the fight more than he did. McGregor famously said that Mayweather needed him more than he needed Mayweather. He also mocked Floyd for wearing a tracksuit and suggested that he could no longer afford a proper suit. Those comments added even more tension to an already highly publicized fight and became part of the promotion. However, Mayweather had already earned enormous amounts during his boxing career, with Forbes previously estimating his career earnings at roughly $700 million by 2016. He also invested heavily in real estate, including a reported $600 million rental portfolio purchase. While the exact structure and ownership of some of these deals have faced questions that makes the current financial concerns even more surprising. If Mayweather had managed his fortune more conservatively, the reported tax debts and financial pressure could look very different. Instead, his extremely expensive lifestyle, filled with luxury cars, watches, properties, and other valuable assets, creates major ongoing costs. Spending huge amounts simply to maintain an image of wealth can become difficult to sustain, especially without regular boxing income. The real question is not how much Mayweather earned, but how successfully he protected and preserved that money.
Guess out there for fun. I don't think it's going to be anywhere close to the 18% that 601 was claiming on their website. I think his return is going to look a little bit more like if he were to put his money into a REIT. Like for a simple example, if we look at Realty Income Corp, this is one of the most popular REITs around. They hold over 15,000 commercial properties in their portfolio, spread out over 90 different industries, and these guys pay a monthly dividend of about 5.5% if you invest your money with them. I'm sure 601 is giving Floyd a better return on his investment than Realty Income would give you or I, but it's generally the same concept as what I'm thinking, which means that if you put $100 million into this fund, he's probably making something like $600,000 per month on his investment. Next story. This one is definitely a change of pace. Floyd has now decided to invest a chunk of his money in the famous Versace.
The latest filing becomes even more important when compared with Mayweather's recent financial history. Business Insider reported in late 2025 that Mayweather had sold his private jet along with mansions in Miami and Beverly Hills. Other assets, including residential properties and his Las Vegas strip club, were reportedly used as collateral for debt owed to financier Don Hankey. 2 condominiums at Trump Las Vegas were also briefly seized because of unpaid property taxes before being returned after the taxes were settled. Despite these financial pressures, Mayweather continued living an extremely expensive lifestyle and spending heavily on luxury cars, watches, jewelry, and other high-end items. The contrast has raised questions about his financial choices as he appeared to keep displaying wealth while dealing with debts, legal disputes, and other obligations. Floyd Mayweather's purchase of the famous Versace mansion may look like another huge display of wealth, but there could be a business reason behind it. The property operates as a luxury hotel, which means it can potentially produce income rather than simply being used as a private home. Owning such a well-known property also gives Mayweather a prestigious trophy asset and a connection to the Versace name, which reportedly matches his love of luxury fashion. The purchase, therefore, appears to combine investment potential with personal prestige. However, when placed alongside his other major spending and reported financial pressure, the deal adds to the image of someone who continues to display wealth on an enormous scale.
Owners, the Nakesh family, and someone else named Eli Gindi to acquire a large stake in the home. He's taken the majority of Gindi's interest for an undisclosed price. And all Floyd had to say about this deal is that he feels blessed to be a part of such an important piece of real estate. Since we have basically no context on his motives here, I'm just going to do my best to put my spin on why he probably made this move. First, this home will probably spit off some cash flow for him because it is functioning like a hotel at this point. So he's kind of buying into a hotel with this one. Plus, the fact that it's the Versace mansion tells us that it will probably continue to appreciate pretty good over time. Second, this is just one of those trophy properties. Like, this is the type of house that you buy to have in your portfolio just because it makes you feel good and it gives you kind of something to brag about. And last, I don't really know anything about fashion, obviously, but Floyd wears...
With Mayweather's finances once again under close attention, his interest in major exhibition fights has become even more interesting. A possible rematch with Manny Pacquiao has been discussed for years, but the fight has never been finalized and has faced delays that have left its future uncertain. Critics such as Luke Thomas have questioned why Mayweather continues pursuing high-paying fights. After earning enormous sums throughout his career, Mayweather may not need another fight simply to survive financially. However, the reported debts, legal disputes, and extremely expensive lifestyle have led to growing speculation that money could be one of the main reasons he remains interested in fighting.